Hello, it's Dr. Christine Sauer. I'm a physician, a naturopath, and a certified brain health expert. Today, I want to talk to managers and leaders. Now, are you a manager or a leader? I am. I bet you are. I hope all of you said yes. Why am I saying this? Now, I'm managing my own life, my brain and mental health, my relationships, what I eat, and how I use the scarcest resources of them all, my time, and so much more. And I'm leading not only my own business and my employees, but also my own life. I'm managing my relationships, my children, grandchildren, friends, and so much more, even what I eat. So whatever you manage or where you lead, if you want to perform at your best and be successful at a project of your choice, there is one thing you need. You know what? Most people forget about it. I'm talking about your brain, our brain. It's well hidden in plain sight. And it's not as well protected as you may think. It's really rubber. It's not rubbery. It's more jelly-like. You know, about myself, I was raised a high performer by my parents. I became a physician. I was very successful. Dermatologist, own practice, had a wait list, the only one in my hometown. My husband was a family physician. We had 2 boys on a private school, very successful. But you know what? I wasn't aware that this was very stressful. I thought I was just busy and successful and doing everything I needed to do to keep it that way. I wasn't aware that I pushed my emotions underneath the surface, like an atomic reactor is encased by a wall of concrete for safety. And that kept me safe in a way. So I didn't have to feel the stress, maybe the anxiety, the worries of being on your own and performing every day. But at some point, that shell cracked and eventually imploded. Chernobyl, when the reactor imploded, can happen. And in humans, for me, it ended in a suicide attempt. Thankfully, not in the graveyard, but in the mental hospital. That's why I'm still here. I was put on pills like we usually do in therapy. It helped a little bit, it eased the pain, but it did not give me a life that I wanted to live. So at some point, I made a choice to live my best life, and I developed a strategy that I'm now teaching my clients. I took myself slowly and safely off all psychiatric medications. I substituted it with the proper supplementation for my brain type, and I implemented food lifestyle changes. And you know what? My brain is in better shape than ever. I feel better. And even my psychiatrist shakes his head and can't believe that I'm so well. He has never seen anybody recover like that. How sad is that? Now, why is brain health important for business success, and how is it related to mental health? Let's take that apart. Now, first, what is mental health? I'm on the teaching team. Let me show you his book of Dr. Daniel Amen. He wrote this blockbuster book, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. And it is true. I did it. I'm the classic example. Now, he defines mental health like this. Mental health is knowing what you want in your life and being able to work in a consistent way to make it happen. And our brain is a little bit like a car. It makes happen what you see, what you focus on. So if you focus on the negatives, on the obstacles, your brain thinks that's what you want and tries to take you there. And the result is a disaster. If you focus on the positive, what you want, your brain also, if it has the other resources that needs to be in place, it tries its darndest to take you there. And it can help you to de-stress and relax and actually get you there step by step in a very calm and focused and strategic way. Now, here's why that is important for business. Think about what you need to be successful in business. You need calm focus, strategic thinking and planning skills, good judgment regarding the risks you have to take. And there's always risks involved, financial and sometimes even other risks. You need to be able to manage your emotions in a good way and not let your decisions be made by the stressed, anxious, or worried part of your brain, or crack the foundation that is and get irritable or angry. And that is not helpful either. And all these are brain functions that need to be optimized and that can be optimized. Now let's talk stress. What is the importance and the impact of stress on brain health, and what can we do about it? Now, first, I want to say stress is not bad. We need stress to live. Our body is made to work with stress, to withstand stress, to actually grow when it is stressed. But excessive stress over a long time, excessive unrelenting stress, that is what hurts us, because homeostasis, the balance that our brain and body needs, is a balance of stress and relaxation. All right. Stress, as I just said, has a massive negative influence on brain health if it's excessive and relenting, in part on the brain itself, and in part through a negative feedback loop with your body. And it has been long proven by science that long-term stress impacts the hippocampus area, that little seahorse here behind the ear, where memory and learning are located. It also impacts several other very important areas of the brain in a negative way. For example, the areas of the limbic system, where appetite and emotions are regulated. Now, problems here can lead to what we used to call mental illness, like depression, anxiety, worries. And then there can be issues with your prefrontal cortex that can lead to problems with self-control, judgment, cognition, and focus. There can be problems with hormone release with the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, which lead to insomnia. And of course, if you have the temporal lobe issues, you might get angry, aggressive, and even lash out. There's many other issues. And on the other side, stress affects your physical health, your gut microbiome, because there's a second brain in your gut. It can lead to heart and stomach issues and more. And these in turn can have a negative feedback effect on the brain. And when this is out of balance, when your overwhelmed, or even as irritability, anger, excessive worries, anxiety, and depression. And you know, when you come home from work, you snap at your wife and get upset easily. That's excessive, unrelenting stress. It can lead to brain damage. And what do most of us do? We try to calm the brain, to self-medicate with alcohol, marijuana, food, sex, video games, or similar things. And all this can be addressed by optimizing and balancing your brain and mental health in all 5 dimensions. And they are physical dimension, mental dimension, thought processes, social dimension, your relationships, spiritual, do you have a purpose, a passion in your life, and of course, a financial foundation. And to optimize your brain, there are really only 3 things you need to do. Number 1, love your brain. Love your brain and love yourself. It's harder than you think. And then you will be happy to do more of the things that help your brain. And you will do fewer things to hurt your brain. And I'll be happy to help you find out what they are. And that's really it. Those 3 things. Love your brain, do more things that help, do less things that hurt you. Now you need to know which they are, right? But that's it. It sounds really easy. And it is, but it is also much harder to practice it every day. It's much harder than most people think. Now, what can we do to help with excessive, unrelenting stress? If you have already symptoms of stress, if you feel frazzled, if you feel upset, if you start feeling unfocused and can't concentrate on what's going on at work, there are many things you can do, and some of them are fast and nobody needs to know. And that's what I'm teaching in my InstantCalm Formula that I give free away. It comes with a mini course where I explain why it works and how it works. And over the time, I studied many of the methods that have been implemented over the centuries and invented to manage stress better and achieve homeostasis. And I practiced many of them, and I tried pretty much all of them, and I studied several of them very much in depth. And there are a few that I really like. Exercise, of course, mindfulness meditation, hypnotherapy, guided imagery, breathing techniques, grounding in nature, Tai Chi or yoga, mindfulness meditation. And I've studied all these in depth. But my favorite, interestingly, the least well known, and yet, in my opinion, it's one of the most efficient and effective methods. It's called havening techniques. And it literally means to put yourself in a calm, safe haven. It's one of the psychosensory techniques. You might have heard of EFDR or tapping. Just havening techniques is so much more gentle and so much more calming, and it's just wonderful. You might want to try it. Just go to 123calm.org and you'll get a free mini course where I teach you to turn off your stress in less than 10 minutes. It's really fast. I condensed the breathing method. Of course, you can deep breathing, you know that probably, and the havening techniques in one video. It's less than 10 minutes. There's an audio with it that gives you very efficient stress relief in record time. And once you're familiar with those methods, you can do it anywhere, everywhere, and you can train your brain to turn off the stress response, the overly stress response, in seconds, in an instant. It's really true. So that's why I call it the InstantCalm Formula. And it's free today for you with the mini course that tells you a little bit about why it works and how it works. So just go to 123calm.org and get it for free today. I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.